The Second World War, also known as World War II, was the deadliest conflict in human history, involving the vast majority of the world's nations and resulting in an estimated 70 to 85 million fatalities. So how did it end? Well, it's a bit complicated. World War II is often considered to have ended in two parts. The first part was the war in Europe, which officially ended on May 8, 1945, when Nazi Germany unconditionally surrendered to the Allied forces. By this point, the German military had been pushed back into a small corner of their homeland, and Hitler had taken his own life a few days earlier. On May, the remaining German troops laid down their arms, and 2 days later, the official surrender documents were signed aboard a U.S. warship in the North Atlantic. This date, May 8th, is now known as Victory in Europe Day, or VE Day. However, the war was not over yet. There was still the Pacific, and although Japan had been badly beaten, they refused to surrender. In fact, they fought on for another 4 months. The reason for this is because Japan's military leaders were determined to fight to the very end, rather than surrender to the Allies. They believed that if they could just hold out a little longer, the war would be over. Over there, Japan had a powerful ally, the Soviet Union. The Soviets had joined the war against Japan and were marching across the Asian continent towards Japan's northern border. The Japanese believed that the Soviets would stop at nothing to capture the Japanese island of Sakhalin, so they decided to strike first and launch a surprise attack on the Soviet Far East. However, the attack failed and things went from bad to worse. Within a few weeks, the Soviet forces had pushed all the way to the Sea of Japan. Realizing that their situation was hopeless, the Japanese emperor finally agreed to surrender on September 2nd, 1945. This date is now known as Victory over Japan Day, or VJ Day. So to sum up, World War II ended on May 8, 1945, with the surrender of Germany, and then again on September 2nd, 1945, with the surrender of Japan. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and leave a comment. Thanks. Bye.